Here's the state of my studio today. Oh my god, it's grainy. Jeez. I have to sacrifice and turn the lights on. Gross. Here's the guitar I use for everything. It's a Gibson. Yeah, got some amps. Yeah, solid state Marshall. I don't know what this is. Actually, let's find out. It's a Peavey dual cassette digital performance system. So it's like a karaoke machine / cassette player or something, but you can also plug up a guitar into it, and it actually has some built-in effects on it that I quite like. So I haven't used it in a bit, but I used it on a different song, Foggy Windows to be precise, but who's keeping score? Bunch of keys I never ever really use until I need them. But I'm not a big keys guy because I don't know how to play them. We got the old Tascam Model 12. I love this thing. It kind of scares me. I don't know how to use a lot of the different features, and I use it in a very streamlined and simple way. I don't really have, it's not hooked up in the way where I can mix on it, but I would like to get to that point. I just, time, am I right? Don't have it. But yeah, it's really nice. It's quite powerful. It's got some good preamps in it, allegedly. I don't know. Sounds good to me. Gets the job done. Got a blaster rifle. I've got Mothman. I love Mothman. And I love him. I love him. He's good. I have some, don't fall, some really shoddily put up foam. That's useless. You shouldn't even get that. I don't know why. That's a bill. Here's the pedal board. Well, there should be a tuner right here. I use a Strobo Stomp. Should actually be in here. Nope. But this is a cool pedal. Yeah. Really cool for bass. The old Crybaby Wah. Teisco. Is that how you say it? Teisco. Fuzz and delay. These two things are awesome. Got two basses. This is the first one right here. This Squier. First stringed instrument I ever bought and learned how to play. This beautiful specimen right here. A Fender Jazz right there. 5-string. Love of my life right there. Good old acoustic right there. And my favorite guitar, which needs to be set up so bad. Let's see if I can strum it. Well, that doesn't sound too bad, but it's bad, trust me. Try to play a chord on it. You tune it up, and you play a chord, and it's already out of tune again. So these monitors, they are pretty cheap, but they get the job done. I'd recommend them, I think. Comes with this little sound, what's the word? Mixer? Yeah, sure. It's very basic and rudimentary. So is this. It's really easy to set up though. Kind of just use it for rehearsals. That's about all you can use it for in this setup. JBL, I forget the names. I don't have stands. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of things. I'm sorry. But I do have Billy Bob Thornton in here because he's in Fargo season 1, and that's one of my favorites. This drum kit, which is, I love this thing. I don't really mess with it too much. The snare, the people who have listened to my music say they really like this snare. It's not on this song that we're working on, but it is usually on everything else. This was my grandfather's snare. No, he wasn't really a drummer. He just kind of was a hobbyist like me. Runs in the family. We just get into things, and most of the time, I just kind of, it's a hyperfixation, and you leave it behind. But music's kind of become a little more permanent, which is good. But yeah, the snare, it's got this shirt on it underneath. It's the original head. I could find out probably exactly what this is, but I don't really know. And yeah, this is unchanged from when my whenever my grandfather bought this, unless he changed something on it, but I feel like he didn't because I don't think he was a drummer. These are also the original hats that came with this snare and the same stand. Yes, it's all very ancient. It's from like the 70s or 80s. I love the sound of these two. Very unique. This thing cannot be used in a room bigger than this, or it sounds horrible. These sound great. I like the sound at least. They're very dark sounding. It's good stuff. It's Bill. Bill. You made me stop recording. And these are really dark. This guy, just kind of something to hit every now and then. I just put that up recently for like when I practice drums. I haven't recorded anything with it on there yet. I haven't really recorded much drums in here that I actually use on stuff just because this setup's kind of ludicrous. Little amateur hour, and sometimes I want just a nicer sound. But actually, I'm kind of getting back into the idea of doing stuff all in here. I kind of want to do stuff that sounds a little crummy again. And since these are very dark sounding hats, I went and accidentally got an extremely bright ride. This thing is twinkly like a little star. This thing is so bright, but I like it. It sounds very nice to me. And if I want something a little darker, I actually do have something now. I just bought this. I usually don't, I just forget that you can buy things for drums because I've been a drummer my whole life and I used hand-me-down stuff. So I went out and bought this thing. This thing's beautiful. I love it. A little crash ride. That's all I've ever wanted. I do need to buy like a snare eventually at some point. This thing is just a Pearl Roadshow snare with like some heads I probably put on when I was 18 years old for some session or whatever. I don't change heads much these days, if at all. It's not very good. It's just, I can actually play it if I need to play it live or play it somewhere else in a different sized room. And it'll sound okay, but not great. Snares are definitely something I need to look into buying and upgrading. This wine bottles, I actually do keep wine bottles around because I like the way they sound. I used one in a song of mine. I really liked it, and actually 2 songs of mine. One's out though. And yeah, I want to do that again. They sound really cool. You put water in them or whatever, and you tune it up to the whatever the song's key is in, whatever note you want it to be, and you hit it with a drumstick or whatever you got. Add a little reverb on it, a little delay, a little whatever you want, and it sounds really cool. Down here we got a little Fender practice amp. It's not mine, but I'm allowed to use it by my beautiful girlfriend. The computer. This thing is a Frankenstein right here. I need to one day sit down and figure out how to make it less crazy. But yeah, I got the biggest PC case I could find a long time ago. And would you look at that? Somehow the parts still don't fit in it. Look at that. Can you see the profile view? Not really, but things stick out to the point where I can't close it. So it's still just hanging open for all the dust particles to get on in there. But it works great for Pro Tools. Yeah, the beauty of this thing is that if anything breaks, I can just get the singular part that's broken and it's back to working again, unlike a Mac. Got a little incense holder from Scotland. And we just got mics laying around, you know, all this stuff in here. Who knows? There's probably a tambourine in there. Here's excess pedals I don't really use. Although I need to bust out that Juno, or what is it, June or Juno? Love that one. But, you know, I have some pretty good chorus plugins. But it would do nicely on that board. Right here, oh, got the cowbell. And this is just a psychotic collection of any cables I find, I just stick in here. And we've got all sorts of little things in here. Same for this. Actually, I need to bust this out. This could really change the game if this works. This thing I could send masters to this, I think. And I want to like experiment with that. So I'm gonna lay that there, and I'll, that's just a signal for me to actually look at that. Because anything that goes in here, odds are I'll forget about it. There's a little DI box. Don't think it works. My whammy bar, that doesn't fit my Strat because my Strat's whammy bar screw hole is stripped, I think. No, there's just video games in there. So it's a pretty ragtag setup, but it works. There is no setup too ragtag to make music. That's my firm belief. I'm gonna turn these ugly lights off now so I can actually feel good. Hello? Hi, mister. There you go. I'm just not really a gear chaser kind of guy. You know, if I see like a cool plug-in or a pedal that's on sale, I'll go ahead and snag that. But other than that, I mean, not really chasing the newest tech. I figured everyone else is using it. There are far brighter minds that will find the best usage for those pieces of gear. So why not find something like these guys right here, and you can make those sound a whole new way. Or this thing right here, this fucking karaoke machine, or whatever it is, you know, you could use that instead. And I know everyone, that's far from an original concept. I mean, that's basically the whole concept of like indie music. Money's hard to come by, especially these days, but you can find any old gear and tune it up, make it sound pretty nice.